Hello. Today I am going to do a comparison of the Aquarian Tarot and the new Palladini Tarot, both by David Palladini. So I recently acquired this deck from eBay, bought it off of eBay, and it is, I believe this was a 1973 printing. The very first printing of the Aquarian Tarot was 1970. And the reason why I know this is older is, first of all, the card backs, and also the address for morganpress is different. I can't remember the exact address, but Dobbs Ferry is the second address for morganpress. And this new Palladini Tarot was my very first tarot deck, and this is actually a replacement deck. I don't remember the box looking exactly like this. Anyhow, my dog chewed my star card, and so I had to get a replacement star card, and the only way was to buy a new deck, and so I did. And I love the artwork of the Aquarian Tarot. The only thing is I do not like this this little copyright here. I don't like that on my tarot cards, and if I can avoid it, I will. And so, which is why I bought this vintage edition. Anyhow, I do like vintage things. I have a soft spot in my heart for the nostalgic. So I do like this deck. Very nice. I do wish the colors were a little bit richer. Okay, so let's see. This is the Aquarian Tarot side box. The cards to this one are black, or I'm sorry, blue. This did not come with a guidebook. It must have got lost in all of those years. But I purchased another Aquarian Tarot with a cool background. It was like a fish, kind of like a koi looking background. It was like light blue and white, very, very pretty. However, the 10 of Swords card was, first of all, it wasn't cut properly, and then it wasn't printed on the card properly. It was sort of shaped wrong. It was took up this half of the card, and some of it was cut off, and also the reverse side of the card, the printing on the back was slightly different from the other backs. So I don't know if that was a reproduced deck trying to pass off as one of the older decks. So I ended up bidding on this deck, and I copied the guidebook that came with that first tarot deck that I bought. And so I just sort of Frankensteined it together with a little staple up here. So I do have the guidebook. This deck does follow the RWS tarot definitions. So so it's not too different, but I just wanted to have the guidebook just because. Now, let's see, let's get out my deck. So my first deck I keep in this bag. When I first started out, I read somewhere that you're not supposed to keep your decks in the box that they come in. You're supposed to put it in a velvet bag, and I didn't have a velvet bag. This was the only bag I had. It came with some jewelry that I bought, and so I kept it in there. And so that was the very first rules that I broke, quote unquote. And you know, it turns out you don't really even need to follow all of those rules, and I really don't. I keep my decks in the box now, and nowadays the boxes are really, really nice. And this is the guidebook that came with the tarot. So a lot of the boxes are good for storage, and even if they're not, even if it's a flip top box, I still keep it in there. Oh, sorry, I bumped the camera. So maybe about a month after I bought my first deck, I bought this book by David Palladini. Let me scroll out or pan out. And Anastasia Hazler. And it's basically just going over, comparing both of his decks, and he does go into a little brief history. So when let's see, what year does it say? So I think it looks like in 1965 he was commissioned by Brown's Paper Company to create 12 images to go on their specialty paper. And these are the images that he created for Brown's specialty. Look at this Ace of Swords. This is just beautiful. I love it. I love the saturation of these colors. I just think it's amazing. Now, I don't necessarily like these backgrounds, the colored backgrounds. The Emperor is not too bad, but say like this Hermit, I'm not too fond of that. And definitely not, which one is this one? This is the Page of Swords. Yeah, so these are the 12 images that he was commissioned to do for Brown's Paper Company. And look at the Wheel of Fortune right here. See that all right? It's kind of hard for me to do this, look through the camera and try to get everything in screen. Here's the Devil. So then a few years later, he was then approached by Stuart Kaplan, who asked him to create a deck, to create 78 images, and that's where this Aquarian Tarot came from. And so he was paid $7,800, and back in 1970, that was a lot of money, so he was super excited. And so he said he sent in his images, and that was that. He never heard of it again. He never heard back from them again. And then he just so happened to be walking around one day in, I think it was New York City, and he saw his Fool card on display, and he saw his tarot deck and all of his artwork, and so he purchased that deck. And that was that. So it ended up that I guess usgames purchased the rights to the images, and so yeah, that was history. He was paid $7,800 for that. And then I believe, let's see, I don't know if he was, I believe he was approached again to do the new Palladini Tarot. So I read that. I don't want to, I'm looking to verify that information. Let's see. Oh yes, Stuart Kaplan contacted him and wanted him to do the new Aquarian Tarot, which they called the New Palladini Deck. And so here he is now. I know David Palladini recently passed away, and so I was kind of sad about that. It's never, I don't really like hearing news of death, but it's inevitable, and we are all going to experience that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the flip through. So let's see, what's going to be the easiest? Maybe if I put these to the side. I put this here. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to get this down one day. Okay, so, okay. I have them in order. We're starting with the Magician. And here we go. So this is the Magician for the Aquarian deck, and then this is the Magician for the Palladini deck. And the Aquarian deck is very Art Deco. It was published in 1970, so around the late 60s is when he created this deck. So his influences are very Art Deco, the 60s going into the 70s. And with the new Palladini Tarot, he did say he wanted to incorporate more of his religion. I believe he was Catholic. His mother wanted him to be a priest. And so he wanted to incorporate that. So this looks more like a chalice, that, you receive the holy wine, the blood of Christ in the Catholic ceremony. I don't want to say ceremony church. I guess it is a ceremony. Oh. Okay. So here is the High Priestess. There we go. So we do have the B&J pillars here. Here we could barely see the B&J. See if I can see. Oh, is it going to? I don't know if it's going to focus on that, but anyhow, there's a B and a J here on scrolls rather than the pillars. The Empress. So I do want to point out that the titles of the cards vary. They change, and I'm not quite sure if that has any sort of rhyme or reason. I do remember reading about the Empress in here, saying that the waterfall back here was not meant to be very explicit, rather more an implicit waterfall. And here, this waterfall is actually more explicit. It is a waterfall. So here she kind of reminds me, gives me a Queen of Swords vibe, because I don't see a lot of abundance that you would normally see with an Empress card. Here's the Emperor. They both have their little ankh. And here he has his ram holding an orb. Looks like here he's holding an orb as well. We got the lilies, the Hierophant. So the images of these faces are just so serious and cold. Here they're a little bit more warm, and I guess that just goes with his artistic style. It changes, of course, over time. He was a new starting out budding artist when he did those first 12 cards, and so for his first 12 cards, they're very reminiscent of the Aquarian Tarot. I wonder how long ago that was. I'll have to check that out. Let me just look that up really quick. I want to see the... Oh, I bumped the camera again. I am so sorry. Please don't click off my video. Just watch it through. This is a very beautiful deck. So, let's see. 1970 published the Aquarian Tarot. Let's see when he did the artwork. Oh, 1965. Okay. So he was 19 years old, an art student at summer break. So in 1965, he was 19, and he did those first 12 artworks for the paper company. And then in 1970, we'll say 69 because it was published in the 70s, in 1970. Fast forward 6 months. Oh, okay. So it was not very far from 1965, because 6 months later, after he did the Brown Paper Company 12 artworks, he was contacted by the Lloyd Morgan of Morgan Press to do the 78 tarot cards. So yeah, $100 per card. That's cool. As a 19-year-old, that is amazing. Yes, yes. The Chariot. This kind of has Egyptian feel here. He did say that he wanted to incorporate Egyptian. Let me give you the list. I keep referring back to this. This is a good book. He goes through every single one of his cards, and also he says what it means to him, and he also has Anastasia, who I guess gives more of a contemporary, more of a reader's viewpoint. Let's see. So the Art Deco and Art Nouveau of the Aquarian Tarot were long gone. Now I drew with influences of exotic India, tropical Jamaica, ancient Egypt, and bejeweled Byzantium. I guess that's Byzantine people? Byzantium. Okay, so those were his influences. I don't see Jamaican in here. Rasta. Okay, so strength. Hermit. Is this showing up very well? Maybe I should lean them against this. Would that be better? Let's adjust the camera a little bit more. Better, a little better. Lean it against here. Maybe that's a little better to do it like that. Okay. It looks like it. The Wheel of Fortune. Egyptian. Look at these snakes. These snakes are really cool. Justice. The Hanged Man. I just wish the Aquarian Tarot, the colors were just a bit more saturated. And I'm wondering if I bought the Aquarian Tarot reprint, if they would be more saturated. I'll have to check that out. There is a metaphysical store near my house, and Body, Mind, and Spirit, and they have most, if not all, of their oracle and tarot decks. They have them available to flip through prior to purchase. Here's Death. Now, Death is my favorite card, and the Death, I like both of these deaths. I really like the artwork of the skull here. I just feel like it was somehow created to fit within this line here, and it's almost like Death is incorporating this figure. He's sort of like poured in there, stuck, if you will. And this deck here just seems to me real somber and just does not care and will kill anything. A baby bunny, cute little squirrel. Here's Temperance. We have a female Temperance here, and this is, to me, is giving male vibe Temperance. And I kind of like the scale artwork going here. I do. I like it. I like it a lot. And her headdress is just amazing. The Devil. The Devil's another one of my cards that I do like, you know, when I look at a deck, I always go straight to the Death and the Queens. But I can go to the Devil card, and if I don't like the Devil, I'll still purchase the deck. But the Devil to me is always an interesting card. I always like to see how the artist portrays the Devil. The Tower. Very similar, these towers. I'm going to move these out, start a new pile. The Star. I like the blue in the background of the new Palladini Tarot. And this peacock here, just the artwork of the peacock. Just the Art Deco. I love Art Deco, Art Nouveau. Really pretty. The Moon. The Moon. The Sun. You can really see how he's changed as an artist too. Also a change in times. Let's see, when was this? This should say here when it was written. Instead of going to the book, let me just go here. Oh, darn it, I can't find it. Let's see okay, copyright 1996, 2011. I wonder, let me check the book. Let me see when he did the new Palladini Tarot. Let's see. It doesn't give a date here of when he started the new Palladini, when he did the new Palladini Tarot. Oh, that's unfortunate, but he was living in Jamaica, which is why he is saying he had some... I wonder why it doesn't say when he did that deck. I mean, I'm guessing it was 2000. Illustrations from the Aquarian New Palladini decks. Copyrights 1993, 1996, respectively. 1996, 2001. I guess it was 1996 he did the New Palladini deck. It says it has it right here, 1996 too. Yeah, USA Games. I wonder how that works. Okay, here we are, the Fool. So we got a bearded fool here. And this guy, you can't really tell if he's bearded or not. But I did read that his fool is intentionally left to look unfinished, as the fool is the one who's got to go out there and experience. He's got to color himself with his experiences. Okay, now we are to the suit of wands, which he calls rods. So this is the fire suit. I do, look at this. I mean, I like how his rods, they are flowered. This rod actually looks like it has a bit of a, let's go over here. The lens is over here. I'm using my phone. See, it kind of looks like it has a bit of an orb at the top. The Ace of Rods, Two of Rods. So they're flowered here as well. Is my camera crooked? Okay, Three of Rods. Same guy looking off into the distance. And yeah, like I said, he is, these cards are influenced by the Rider-Waite-Smith deck and interpretations. Five of Rods. Six of Rods. Seven of Rods. You know, it seems like this is not very in focus, this one. Is it just because, I don't know, is it my angle? I'm gonna have to see. Okay, Eight of Rods. Pretty much same concept, and they're pew right towards each other. Nine of Rods. The Ten of Rods, we can see the burden in his face, but his face here is hidden, like he's buried in his burden. Page of Rods. I think it's interesting that this page has his eyes covered, you know, because the pages are guys of new experiences, messengers, if you will. Also, Knight of Rods. No horse on this knight, on the Aquarian Tarot knight. But I do like this scaling here. Beautiful. Queen of Rods. King of Rods. Okay. Now we're on to the cups. Ace of Cups. Flowing water into the hand. Two of Cups. The male and the female have switched sides. And he also added the Staff of Caduceus here. Three of Cups. Four of Cups. Five of Cups. Six of Cups. Seven. Eight. This moon is full, while this one is crescent. And then we've got this big old cloud back here. Nine of Cups. These guys look like they're related. 10 of Cups. Page of Cups. Glad he kept the fish. Knight of Cups. So no horses in either one of these, but we've got tulips back here. And this, I'm not sure what kind of flower that is. I want to say pansy, but I don't think so. A knight is not a pansy. Queen of Cups. And King of Cups. Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. Four. This 4 is underneath, and this one is across his chest. 5. 2 being left. Oh, and he also has the 1 in his hand and the 2 in his arms. So the suit of swords for the Aquarian deck have this sort of purpley, pinky background in all of them. It's sort of what binds the the suit, I guess you could say. 8 of Swords. 9 of Swords. 10 of Swords. So he added some blood here. Some extra macabre. Page of Swords. This page looks a little worried. Nine of Swords. Ooh, this knight is ready to go. Queen of Swords. And this queen does not play. He still is keeping with the purple. See, purple and purple in the background. Well, only with the court cards. Knight of Swords. Oh, look at this knight's robe. Wow. That's beautiful. I love that. Love it, love it. Okay, now we're to the Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. They still have that same hat. I can't remember what that hat is called. Yeah, maybe it'll come to me later. Probably won't because I don't know the name. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Same guy working. 4 of Pentacles. 5. Check out this scrolling here. I love it. And it's like this is in almost like heaven. It's like these people are being denied heaven. And these people are being denied a church. Because to me, this is reminiscent of a stained glass window. And they're walking out in the snow. Oh, where did that come from? Wrong pile. 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. You know, I was just about to make a comment how the Aquarian Tarot kind of has these neck things going on, like chin straps, you know. And then here we are with the new Palladini. She's got a chin strap. There we go. Ooh, look at this new Palladini page of Pentacles. This neck thing is fabulous. I love those two colors together and mixed in with the black as an accent. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Look at that horse. Ooh, it's a good looking horse. Queen of Pentacles. Now, I like these King and Queen of Pentacles. It's a silhouette of, I don't know, one could say outer space. Yeah, because we got stars and moon. And then we've got the pentacle here. I think that's gorgeous. Okay, there we go. King of Pentacles. Okay, and that is the Aquarian Tarot and the, let's zoom out so you can see the backs, and the new Palladini Tarot. I hope you guys enjoyed the comparison, and I hope that you guys go out and purchase one or both of these decks, because the artwork is amazing. It really is. All right, y'all have a nice day. Bye.